There must be like we're sort of joining the call. Why can't I? Yeah, before I just turned off our video.
Mm.
It might be. Yeah, this is pretty much a second or so out. So well then. Look, let's go first. You got you. Look at his book. He probably hears it.
Christian.
Hi, Christian. Good, good.
Hey, look, I just had a thought. You need to call. Can you see if the video that you're receiving on the call is in their phone?
It is.
Or whether it's... It is? So if you
Maybe
commentate on
maybe
it,
like
so you
2
can-
seconds delay.
That'll be the right time.
Let's go. Good, good, good.
So that's good.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
yeah.
Sorry, I just.
From the payments,
Yep.
just play the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then will that change to Malaysia? Okay, cool. Perfect. Awesome. Our guys just turning up and warming up now.
Alright, sweet. I'll give you a call back.
Awesome. That's in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good. We've done that much troubleshooting. We will actually know what relates for each station, like where it's sensitive, especially once they get their system running. Then you've got the hardware all the time. So, plus you've got a remote access to that.
Yeah.
Because I think it's suspicious when I started.
Yeah. He said, what do you guys want to actually do? I was like, you know, take your system can't make it to this one.
And I said, mate, from my perspective, management, we need to see the cameras are running. And I said, I'm walking the rules and oh, something like this. And then secondly, you can update it overnight because then you can't plug in the network and update it. Because it will plug into the wrong port.
Yeah. When they put it in there, it's so easy to do it on the home.
No, because you plug it into the server, cabling switch. So I was like, it's the internet port. And that's what that's good. Plug into the house. So
He
then
wanted a free kit to see you come
yeah.
Oh, is this the Starlight game?
They're good. But
Yeah. So they said we're going to do a remote management. We can access the system remotely.
Yeah.
So,
it was the same when I said, I know you had this request, yeah, your system and mine, and he goes, we weren't like this. Totally, it's like we're going to, in their system, they'll have a solution. Yeah, it should be good, because then, say, Club Lady might just say, this is managing line.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he said. So Peter's ready to go. The next week we're going to come in and do it. So I said, you're good at doing that. So yeah, rather than they're really going to get a beta sign.
Yeah, that 10 minute view is going to have that camera there.
Yeah, so if you need a port and ports in, because those two ports over there, next to the well,
Yeah.
they should both be active on the floor then.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, well, why am I running through there? Yeah, it's good. Touch, because we just go straight in the first level of the standard.
Yeah. But, you know, they're patient, but they can just let me know. We might set them a bit.
Yeah. And
What
what
about
about this side?
Here. Everybody's. I mean, we've got more points than you. You just got to find. So you've got to find 4 there. Yeah. Reasons. And just go back and make sure it's not that.
What about the ones next to this? Or would they be distracting? There's 3.
Yeah.
And there's 4 above the camera as well on the other side. Good.
Yeah, so then, you don't even run it. Because I like this one.
Oh, nice, yeah.
And I wanted to, nothing to break it anyway, but I like the idea.
Oh, so good.
Tak cakap you bodoh. Hi.
Bye.
Tak. Good, how are you?
Kan Ben?
Jangan semua. Yeah, all good. The appointment was coming up. All good. Everything's ready to go. Did you want me to announce properly that the speaker buttons? You can start. Got the whistle. Yeah, perfect. You can have it up. No worries. That's fun. Yeah, no worries, see Eric.
Yeah, turn this camera off, but it's definitely from
Bye.
Fuck, bitch!
Bye.
Would you rather train outdoors? Or that? Pretty hot. What's this? This sort of place.
Yeah. I always like these pools with all the.
It's not alive. Oh yeah. Oh really?
Do something hot.
Yo TV.
Tadi rumah pemilik ada date kan? Nanti sudah
Tak tahu. Ya ai mau mai. Ai mau.
Kalau Australia nampak dia. Dia bagi abang dulu. Abang share dah. Asal tak nak beli tanah rumah ni? Jangan beli kat mana kan? Tapi ada tanah. Ada tanah air sendiri. Yang kahwin sama. Sebelah, ada kat sebelah dekat je lah. So dia kacau tu lah.
不会了，我也没有。
Sama dia aku.
你这样，
跟赖，我这样你要涂。
要涂的吗？
嗯。
Jadi dah siap tak? Jadi buat lagi tak?
涂罢了了，很简单，就
Siapa buat? You
不要
buat.
不先走，
You buat.
apa apa. Maju, laju. Kau buat apa? Coba, coba.
Kalau dia
Hmm?
kalau dia gerak buka casing ah. Casing dia licin ah.
Kalau itu,
Kalau jatuh you bayar. Tak ada casing.
wih sudah pecah.
You bayar.
Tu you buat kan? Mahal loh. Phone ni boleh beli my video. Tapi betul lah.
Bye. Tu kita online. I rasa dah ada idea dia lain nak buat apa.
Jom lah buat. Aku dah ada lah. Dah ada 3 video. Dah cukup boleh buat
Video
sponsor.
tu bagi saya aku tak elok aku
Ha?
dulu.
Boleh share lah. Video tu.
Lela.
你们几点 start? 12点。
Orang watching sekarang aku watching. Kalau lah. Tapi kan tak berani takut. Share the video.
Saya dah lama tak tahu lah. Ni boleh download terus kat YouTube ah.
Right, Harris.
Yeah.
Tak ingat tu.
8 minutes, come on. Down.
Turn my Bluetooth off. So
Gold medal is. Gold medal is 20 years ago.
but what?
It's like kids saying like, oh, I think
We could plug it in, right? Too.
yeah, well, I think like it's the computer for sure can do electric.
So if it drops out, is there a special thing you need to do?
Next week will be the OG direct, so then steering there and then.
And that's coming up. McDonald's.
It's sort of refreshing in the it's the Greg saying we got perhaps reports. Yeah. Oh, you just come out of it.
Ah, yeah. Connect. Welcome to this one. Button.
Hello? Move the camera.
But don't move it, no? Because it's already the same in Malaysia. They put it like that, exactly. How they cut it. It's the same. I have seen like where the divers stand. Is it okay? Yeah, Matt was like
I don't know.
20 minutes there. Ahí está, hace ahora. ¿Quién se aventó ese programa? Cristian. ¿Cuál Cristian? Brooker. Era muy lindo. Fíjate. ¿Quiénes son las redes? Ahí andan por allá. Ah, pues en todos lados, ¿no? En Tinder, ¿no? ¿Te puedes meter desde Tinder? Está muy bien ahí. ¿Cómo hicieron eso? Un programa que hace Well, it's all ready to go. Your number 4, Olivia?
Sorry.
No, it's okay, you're bueno. ¿Y qué equipo se necesita? Nada más un wifi así. Yes.
What time?
Nada más ahí. Estaría bien aprender eso, más two. We sell a two. Ya sí agarró. Se ve padrísimo, parece un super. Necesito una botella que te no te dicen café. La dejó ayer en aquí no está aquí, ¿verdad? Creo que
You're getting used to it like a warm up, aren't you? It's a common theme in study better.
You went to it up? What are you doing there?
Nothing, bro. Same as you.
You're watching your computer. Are you doing it?
My dad's 1.5, I'm 2.5. And this is the same time guys, ready? 1 minute. What, are you serious? I'm serious. Two.
Stop that.
I'm really bad at that.
Don't forget to. Are you batting with your avocado? But I did the reason why I almost changed it. Because I was planning. I was like,
Is that just a deal?
yeah, that's my update. You have an email infection. Yes, guys. A lot of people. Family,
It's not really Eric's who struggling from home and he's doing the school.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Testing. Testing.
Just this one.
20 years old. 2008. We're joined here. That's okay. Projection.
It's not loud.
Hello. How's that, Christian?
Maybe it's because the volume's coming through here. Sure.
Okay. That's.
Oh. Maybe your microphone's not working through the AirPod, Daniel.
Yeah. Do I have to? I don't have to click it or do anything.
I don't think so.
Any better? Christian.
Be careful what you say now, because we can hear you.
You can hear us?
Yeah, that's good. So just be careful what you say, because you start talking about porn and stuff.
Do you want-
Okay? Okay. So we can put the volume down. Put the volume down on the telly.
You can hear?
Here with the volume on the TV.
Do you want to send through the link so I can see it just in case? See what's
TV.
the YouTube video. Not on the Wi-Fi, don't worry. I'm not on the Wi-Fi. So we've got Brittany warming up. Oh, and we're off. Brittany with the inward somersaults.
Big effort there to start out, setting the tone for the events.
A bit of a bigger splash than what Brittany would have been hoping for there.
It's a long competition, so I think she'll be building nicely once we get through this tough first round.
Yes, Brittany, normally a platform diver. Today she's on the springboard.
How difficult is it, Tomo, jumping this way in platforms?
It can be difficult, as Brittany may attest to after that first dive. But most of the divers here today are they're professionals, seasoned professionals. Esther Chin, yes, she's our Commonwealth Games gold medalist. Jewel, you would be correct, Daniel. Jewel, exactly right, exactly right. Her home pool. So she'll be starting with inward 1.5 somersaults piked.
Classic.
Preempting the result there, Daniel.
I had a good feeling. That's when you have a professional on the springboard, you can set your clock to Esther Chin, and that was a beautiful dive.
Yes, you can see her staying right over the top of the springboard, finishing the somersault with plenty of room and sliding through the water with no splash.
The judges going to think that's a reward dive.
I think they will. I think they will. And next up we have Montana Richie.
Montana Richie, inward 1.5.
Yeah.
Springboard specialist here. So it'll be exciting to see what she can deliver in round 1.
That's right. So the same dive as we saw from Esther. Degree of difficulty 2.4.
Yeah, Monty.
Solid dive there from Montana.
Great dive from Montana. She'll be happy with that start to the competition.
Competition started. Just to dive that way, got some momentum.
Yes, you'll see a lot of the divers starting with a back takeoff, saving their hurdles for a little bit later in the competition. And it feels like deja vu as we have Montana Richie back on the springboard. I think perhaps she wasn't happy with her first in with 1.5 pike, so she's the judges have allowed her to have a second attempt.
As a diver, Tomo, you always love a second chance to perfect.
You don't often get them, but I'm sure Montana will make the most of it here and try and nail her in with 1.5 pike. Just preparing here, the back takeoff.
Great dive. She just disappeared into the water. That was beautiful dive, Montana.
I think she'll be happy with that too. A little bit better than her first attempt there. The judges will be judging the second attempt in this case. Like you said, Daniel, disappearing. Scores of 5 up to 6.5.
Nice score round one. Nice in the rest of the competition.
Excellent. I think Montana would be looking in the further rounds to be getting towards the 7.5 mark, but she'll be happy with that as a nice solid start, Daniel.
You've got to break the ice, don't you? It's starting the competition. Easy.
And we have Olivia preparing. She's just standing on the end of the board, focusing, I think, visualizing what she'll be completing.
Another platform diver had experimenting in springboard on this lovely Monday afternoon.
Yeah, and why not? So Olivia normally up on the 10-meter platform, but as a special gift to everyone today, she's come down to the springboard and she's going to be showing off her skills from the 1 meter.
Okay, well, a great example of the NSWIS talent ID program back in the day. Would that be right?
100%. Yes, she was tested in November of 2013, along with up to 100 other youngsters coming into the program, never dived before. Strong background in gymnastics, but she went through the testing process and years later, here she is on the springboard.
Another stunning finish there, just disappeared into the water. Let's see what the judges go with here.
Yeah, great takeoff. You can see Olivia performing the bouncing takeoff. A lot of springboard divers you'll see using the hurdle approach, but as Olivia mainly focuses on the platform, she's gone with the triple bounce takeoff for today.
Six and a half, 6.5. So good quality dive in the water across the board.
Yeah, she'll be happy with that. Just under 50 points for her first dive.
Sophia, nice. 103C. Talk us through this time.
Oh, so today's Soph is another one of our platform divers coming down the springboard, and this is a basic dive for her, front 1.5 tuck.
It's right down here. And good entry. So she should be happy with that one.
Excellent. Yes, she's chosen to start off with a tuck dive, tuck position. And another disappearing act through the water on the entry, which is what they're after here, Daniel.
7, 6.5, 7, 6.5.
Excellent.
Ranking her fourth overall so far, but we've still got a number of divers to come.
And now I believe we'll be jumping to Malaysia, Daniel.
How exciting. We're just going to switch, jump from Sydney over to Malaysia, and we'll start with Nur Davatar Sabri from Malaysia, the 401B.
Yeah, we've got an inward dive pike. Degree of difficulty 1.5. A little bit warmer over in Malaysia.
It is a beautiful outfit, isn't it?
Going to the end of the board.
Nice dive.
Beautiful form from these Malaysian divers, Daniel. Nice toe point, long straight legs. Seeing the slow motion replay, jumping well above the springboard and no splash on entry. Exactly right.
And look at that, 8.5, 8.
And she's happy with that, Daniel. She's happy. She's come over to her coach and she's smiling, so she's happy with that start.
Yes.
Must be real good as a coach when your athlete comes over smiling after a dive.
Absolutely. It can go one of two ways, Daniel, so you always want to see that smile after the dive.
Next up, we've got Gabriel Gilbert Dave with the
Gabriel, 403B.
Correct. Inward 1.5 somersaults pike, so same dive as Esther Chin in Montana, but from Malaysia.
Yeah, let's see who does it better.
From another country. We'll see.
Excellent dive there. The crowd loved it, going wild. It's reverberating all the way back to Sydney.
Excellent. Divers, as we see the replay, you can see reaching well above the board. Excellent height from the springboard, opening up with plenty of room to slide that one through the water nicely.
And 7.5 and 7s across the board.
Yes, he'll be very happy with that start. Excellent start.
Next up on the board, we will have Mohammed Saifi from Malaysia doing a forward dive.
Forward dive pike, yes. Some of the divers here today still doing their basic dives. A lot of the divers have been outside of their regular training.
Shafiq, 101B.
So just getting back into their training, working on technique mainly, so doing the basic dives.
Great dive. He didn't hesitate there. Got the whistle and he was straight into his motions, and it's delivered a very good dive by that time.
The dive was superb, fantastic dive. A little bit backwards on the springboard in the hurdle, but he recovered well, still using the springboard to get maximum height on takeoff. And an excellent entry.
And rewarded again by the judge.
Last diver.
Last diver now. We've got UA2 performing a somersault with tuck.
Ready, last diver?
Forward somersault tuck. Difficult dive to score well from the judges, the front somersault tuck. Hard to control, and what we call in the diving world a blind entry. So not seeing the water before you enter. Very hard to control. See how he attacks this into the hurdle. Oh, he's over-rotated ever so slightly on the entry, Daniel.
You said it was tough.
tough dive, and that's shown through here. Great effort there. He's focusing well, but then a bit of over rotation.
Yes, well, you can see Yue has a lot of height off the springboard, so very difficult to control just the singular somersault rotation there. So he has over-rotated slightly on the entry, and the judges have noticed that in their scores.
What more chances for Yue here to score higher in the first round? So moving into the second round now, and we'll jump back through our teleportation system to Sydney, Australia, and we'll open. Just got a few moments. Waiting for Brittany to get ready on this one.
Big dive, a much bigger dive than the previous round from Brittany. So Brittany's looking at doing front 3.5 somersaults in the tuck position. Esther Chin, Commonwealth Games dual gold medalist, Daniel in the lead after round one.
You'd expect nothing less.
And interesting to see here, we've got Malaysia, Gabrielle Dime in second place, followed by Olivia O'Rourke, Montana Richie, Sabri, Knight, Shafiq, O'Brien, and Chu in ninth place.
Nice and evenly from Malaysia and Sydney. But as we said, we'll jump into now, it's start of round two, Brittany O'Brien with a forward 3.5 somersault.
And Daniel, we can expect to see a few technical delays here today.
Yeah, keep everyone to bear with us as we work through.
The 1 meter springboard, excellent dive, over rotating just slightly, which is amazing to think that just from 1 meter she can make 3.5 somersaults with extra rotation to spare, Daniel.
And the crowd was suitably impressed. How wild one side to see the judges go with the crowd. They can't imagine that wouldn't.
Yeah, great support from the teammates here today. really getting behind each other as they, for some of these divers, their first competition since lockdown, Daniel.
And lockdown was just about 4 or 5 months. That must be hard for an athlete coming out of that long of not competing, because I imagine competing is what gets you into the sport, and then to not have that kind of oxygen.
Absolutely, Daniel. Back on the 1 meter springboard.
Looking very confident.
Esther, yeah, she's looking relaxed. She's looking confident. I'd even say a little bit playful, Daniel. She's really enjoying herself here on the springboard.
Yeah, I suppose, as you touched on, the Commonwealth Games champion, 2014.
Esther just requesting a little bit more time to warm up the legs for this round, Daniel.
So, 9 divers, obviously there's a bit of a downtime between the divers to be up there, so it looks like she's getting ready to go.
Yeah, important to keep the legs warm in an environment like this, Daniel. Need to be ready to dive at all times. You don't want to stop for too long as the legs start to seize up, making it difficult to complete your hurdle or your takeoff.
Referee just checking here. So I would say this dive will be imminent. Thank you for your patience, fans and spectators.
Esther, 1, 2.5 somersaults pike.
Great height. Really nailing the entrance there, Connor.
Really showing her experience today, Esther. As you can see, huge height in that hurdle. A little bit back from the end of the springboard, but still finishing the dive with lots of space beneath her as she's coming out of the somersaults.
Her coach Chung looks very happy there, enjoying the dive. Big smile. Let's see what the judges go with.
And we may even skip the scores, Daniel, this time. They'll take Chava's word for it. I think Chava's going to text you scores through, and hopefully they'll go with those.
Richie.
Montana. Excellent memory, Daniel. Excellent memory. And yes, doing the same dive again as Esther Chin.
Looking very relaxed.
Very relaxed. This is a seasoned competitor here, Daniel. Montana's been diving for a number of years, and she feels comfortable on the 1 meter springboard. Just preparing for the hurdle now. Watch her excellent height she gets off the springboard.
Great height. Just a little bit of over rotation there upon entry.
Yes, well spotted. I think the judges might notice that as well. Just a slight over rotation. So much power from Montana. She's finished that with that somersault with lots of space, too much space, and unfortunately it's just rolled the entry ever so slightly. And the judges have picked up on that, Daniel. They have.
So away from that, bounce back. There's another round after this. Placing
So we move to Olivia, doing the back 1.5 somersaults tuck. This is one of her build-up dives that she'll use for the platform. Olivia O'Rourke, coming from Cronulla, Daniel, down south of Sydney.
A hotbed of talent for diving in New South Wales. Let's see how she goes.
Oh, it's a great dive. Maybe just losing the feet position on the entry there. The toes coming apart. We'll see if we can see that in the slow motion replay. Beautiful height. Great kick out. Yes.
Excellent spot, Ty. That's a seasoned dive there. No doubt the judges are going to 6.5 across the board.
The judges have gone with her there. Yep. 6 to top of 6.5.
Hanging in there. By Olivia. Not fuck long. This is really encouraging. Maybe a career change going to follow.
Oh, you never know, Daniel. Maybe down the track.
Sophia Knight. 42.5 somersaults here. But favourite dive?
I think all of Sophia's favourite dives you'll find are from the 10 metre. So normally she does this dive, front 2.5 somersaults, but with an extra somersault and the pike position from 10 metre. But let's see what she can do here on the springboard this afternoon.
Big applause for that goes well from her.
Wow, the coaches and the spectators are very impressed with that. You can see once again going for the bouncing technique as opposed to the hurdle. Kicking out well above the springboard, and a nice entry from Sophia.
Very impressive. Loves to compete, Sophia. Loves to get out there and
Loves the competition. She gets fired up. She gets fired up by competition, Daniel.
yeah, 6.5 across the board there. It's a strong performance by Sophia. Building scores nicely.
She'll be happy with that. With the 2.4 degree of difficulty, that should put her in good stead with the rest of the pack.
Just take a moment here. to be recalibrated and jump over to the later.
Well, that was quick, Daniel.
I know, that's our teleportation unit is getting much faster now. And we'll jump into our sixth diver, Nerva Davitar Sabrodi, who is sitting at fifth after round one. Looking to
Davita,
close in on
101B.
Oh, once again going to that bouncing takeoff. Beautiful use of the springboard, as we see in the slow motion replay. Excellent height, beautiful body line on the takeoff, great pike position, and very clean entry, Daniel. Very clean entry today.
And once again rewarded from the judge for 7.5s, 8s, then to score 66.5.
And a high of 8, Daniel. Are they the first 8s we've seen today? I think the judges really enjoying themselves too.
Not enjoying themselves on a Monday afternoon.
Monday afternoon with a competition.
International diving and it's best.
And some of these judges judging from their living rooms, Daniel.
Highly impressive. So, seventh diver, we've got Gabrielle Gilbert performing a 1.5 somersault.
So a lower degree of difficulty dive again.
Gabriel, 103B.
Confident that he'll perform it well, Daniel.
And why would you hesitate when you can deliver things like that?
So vertical on the entry, Daniel. You'll see here, straight takeoff. If you can get the takeoff straight, it is much, much easier to get that straight entry, which Gabrielle's delivered.
Yes, the crowd there going wild over line. And 7.5, 7, 7.5, 7, 7.5.
And he'll be happy with that, first competition back. You could say this is part of their pre-season. So not normally competing in the pre-season, Daniel, but some excellent diving nonetheless.
Yeah, beautiful rock backdrop there. Downtown Kuala. As we jump into our eighth diver, Mohammed Sadri with the back dive pike.
Back dive pike. Lower degree of difficulty again, but you'll see performed confidently, and this will be one of his more consistent dives, I think you'll find, Daniel. Back dive pike.
Clean, delivered. Sometimes
picking these easier dives can pay dividends when you're hitting the water like that with no splash.
Bank some points.
Bank some points, yeah. And rewarded again by the judges. 7, 7.5, and 8 from the judges.
So I think we'll be happy with that round 2, positioning himself in the pack.
Yeah, so we're going over with a big, huge smile over to the coach. There,
yeah, high fives all round.
High fives all round, I think. Yes, that's for sure.
And our ninth dive for the afternoon, we've got UAE Chu doing the back dive pike. No, back dive tuck.
Back dive tuck. Yep. So same dive as the last diver, just in a tuck position this time. Slightly lower degree of difficulty. 1.5. Choosing another confident, consistent dive. That might have been the commentator's curse there, Daniel. He finished a little bit short on the entry.
Started out well and just hasn't quite nailed the entry there, almost the landing, but he's, let's see, coach and athlete there, debriefing, no doubt, just a little bit.
Yes, I think they'll have a bit of a discussion about that. Perhaps a little bit apprehensive after round 1 and over-rotating on the front somersault tuck.
A bit of overcompensation there.
Yes. And as a lot of coaches will tell you that if you miss a dive, best to forget about it and move on. Exactly. Too many divers looking into the rear view mirror.
concludes round 2. We take a look at the leaderboard, and Gabrielle Dutton leading on 90 points from Olivia Arroyo, Sophia Knox. Okay, oh, sorry, that'll teach me to read the actual score. Esther Finn leading on Olivia from Gabrielle Dutton, Olivia Arroyo, Sophia Knox, Brittany O'Brien, Moxie Richie, Sabri, Safik, and
Yes, I think Chu expecting probably to be a little bit higher in the placings at this point.
Might just be timing the run though. Still 3 rounds to go. Might try and build some momentum and come home with a wet sail.
Oh, there's definitely still time. Definitely still time to make some ground.
The start of round 3 back in Sydney, we have 2016 Olympian Brittany O'Brien just out on board visualising her dive here.
Yes. The referee has now announced the dive as Brittany makes her way to the end for back 1.5 somersault tuck position.
Good dive there from Rich. Slight over rotation again, Tomo, upon entry.
Well spotted, Danielle, yes. A great takeoff. Excellent height off the springboard. Confident kick out. Ever so slightly over rotating with the toes on the entry.
So you can see what the judges really just took out the straight there just to get some pointers. Thanks to the excellent performance of the whole staff at Answers and the Single Park Authority to support the current diving program so long here. Looking at 6.5, 7, and across the board there, combining a score of 107 points.
And Danielle, she'll be happy with that today, I think. She'll be happy with that. That puts her in a good position for the final rounds.
Next to Chin. Back one.
So same dive, different position, Danielle. 2.3 the difficulty. This is one of her usual competition dives and one of her favourites.
Look out. See how she goes. Class dive once again. Support from the grandstand. Socially distanced, but very supportive.
Very supportive, yes. You could hear the coach, Chava Sabrino, cheering, whistling. He's happy with that. I think that's a fair statement there, Daniel. An excellent. And you can see why, Daniel. You can see why. Now Montana with the same dive.
Big dive for Montana. They're building nicely through round time too, so it's good to see what she can put down. She waits for the whistle to start around her dive.
She'll be looking to hit this one, hit this dive nice and vertically, slightly over rotating in the previous round. Let's see what she can do here with her back 1.5 somersaults high.
She's attacked the dive there, and once again, just over rotated slightly.
Yeah, she has not held back here on the takeoff. Finished the dive with a little too much pulling out from the pike, so slightly over rotating once again. She'll be a little bit disappointed with that, Daniel.
She'll go back, she'll review the video just behind the odds, trying to take some pointers to discuss with her coach for long against, as you can see, Paul's 3.5 second results forward there.
Yeah, Joel, a very experienced coach, born in Mexico, has been coaching out here for almost 10 years.
He actually competed at this venue 20 years ago.
The 20-year anniversary. Cool.
But if we digress, Olivia O'Rourke is now on the board. The reverse 1.5 somersaults. Let's see what Olivia can deliver. The
bouncing takeoff. Oh, she saved that well. Excellent height off the springboard, kicking out a fraction too high, but holding that line through the entry.
Great little Richie there from Olivia to, as I said, time hold that dive together. Let's see what the judges think. We've got 5, 5.5, 5.5, 6 there.
5-6, 5-6. The judges possibly seeing the dive slightly differently depending on their internet speed, Daniel, as we do our first virtual competition. So now we're back to Sophia. In the dive pike. Preparing on the end of the springboard.
The ultimate professional Sophia. That's a lot.
Great dive from Sophia. Jumping it up, confident, well over the springboard. Nice and straight on that takeoff. Nice straight legs, pointed toes. Maybe a tiny bit short with the feet on the entry, but the judges have gone with her with 6.5 and 7.
So yeah, so jumping out of there, no big celebrations, no smile. She'll debrief that with the coach later.
She will. So, Sophia does like to hold her cards close to her chest throughout the competition, so she will confidently walk off, get some points from the coach, and prepare for the next round as we jump to Malaysia.
We are going smooth. Now 6 dive. No, jump into submarine.
Sabri with the back dive pike there. Strong jump on the takeoff. Excellent technique and body line there. Maybe the toes just over-rotating slightly, but still something the judges will be happy with, and they are 7, 7.5.
Great time. That place is submarine there, maybe.
Should be happy with that. Doing an easier dive list than what she would do in the middle of competition season.
Gabriel, 203B.
Our 7th diver, Gabrielle, Dave. Once again, as we touched on before, just confidently marching into position, ready to dive, ready to compete. I'm excited to see what he delivers.
So a bigger dive this round from Gabrielle, back 1.5 somersaults pike. You just see the control and the strength these divers have on the takeoff. Looking over the toes and that come out and then reaching back for the water.
Crowd once again went wild, and the judges suitably impressed.
Suitably impressed. 6.5 and 7. We have Shafiq now waiting patiently, going through his paces before his reverse dive pike.
Visualising, and then gets the green lights and he's good to go. Once again, classic dive there from Shafiq.
Yeah,
Seems pretty happy with that.
Yeah, and he should be. Excellent height off the springboard, jumping up towards the roof, the sail roof that they have over in Kuala Lumpur, Daniel. So excellent height and beautiful entry through the water as well.
Round 3 will be Yiwei Chu.
9 jam. Yiwei, 301C.
And he'll be looking to improve on his first 2 rounds with the reverse dive tuck. Here we go.
Confidence builder there for Chu.
And that's more like it. That's what we've come to expect from Chu over the years. Great height, looking controlled in the takeoff, Beautiful straight entry. Excellent dive.
That both well for rounds 4 and 5. 6, 6, 6.5, 6.5, 7.
Yeah, excellent dive. Excellent dive from Chu. And that is the end of round 3, Daniel.
Doesn't time fly when you're having fun? Only 2 rounds to go now. The competition steps up again.
Yeah. Hard to pick the placings at this point, Daniel.
That doesn't say it's so close that I wouldn't even dream to try and pick that.
No.
Need some assistance. But just as we wait for the number crunch list to close out, let's just take a look at the beautiful scenes of downtown Kuala Lumpur. Water looking beautiful. Some nice greenery in the backdrop there. Must be a place to go there and train and compete each day. I believe you may have coached. No,
No, I have not been
Must
to Malaysia.
Yeah.
Heard excellent things.
Yeah, I think it must have been how well. We want to touch base with him afterwards. Just get a feel for what it's like to coach some of our divers. Brittany on the board. From memory, Brittany and Olivia had one of the Grand Prix competed in Malaysia.
Yeah, I believe they've had some success in this pool. As we see the results coming up on the scoreboard.
So we've got Esther Chip leading on 164, followed by Gabrielle Duff on 137, down to Olivia Rourke on 121, Brittany O'Brien on the back of strong dive up to 117 points, Sophia Knight 109, Shafi, Sabri, Richie and Chu rounding out the 9 divers at the conclusion of round 3.
Yeah, so with 2 rounds to go, the divers will be hopefully finishing strong here, selecting dives that they're confident with, that can potentially score them enough points.
Back to Sydney, Australia. Yeah, we'll have Brittany O'Brien on the board. Just going through emotions, visualising.
And surprisingly, she's gone for the reverse double somersault tuck. Not a usual dive you would see in competition.
Bold move, let's see if it pays off.
Bouncing takeoff. Oh, and she's done well. She's done well.
Strong support from the coaching staff on the ground here at the Sydney Olympic Park Aquatic Centre.
Yeah, it's very difficult to be able to kick out from 2 somersaults, control it enough, land on your feet, and still minimise the splash.
Again, 6.5, 6, 5.5, 6. Yeah, so, I said bold move, but well supported from the judges and crowd for a while.
Diving, picking a dive list, Daniel, all about risk and reward.
I always like a diver and a coach that's really attacked the dive list. Bring it there.
They say you've got to be in it to win it, Daniel, as Esther's just warming up on the springboard, keeping the legs warm and ready for her next dive. Reverse 1.5 somersaults pikes. Esther's bread and butter here.
You can see why it magnificent message in there. It's absolutely thrilled with that. Crowd coach all in unison there. Let's see on the replay here. That was 3 times.
Well, doesn't she make that look easy? Excellent dive. Beautiful height, and 8s from all judges.
Strong dive. 4th round, really make a move, and Esther there is just, I think, edging away now.
Edging away now, yeah. Very consistent from Esther. Esther, actually born in China, moved to Beijing at the age of 3 to pursue gymnastics before switching over to diving.
What a great decision that was.
And we're glad she did, as we have Montana here with the reverse twist. Reverse 1.5 somersaults, 1.5 twist, 2.6 the degree of difficulty.
Bounce back with Montana. Looks good through there, Tom. Comes through that.
Excellent dive. The reverse twist Arguably the hardest dive to perform with a bad hurdle.
Yes.
If you can hit the hurdle and you're good at reverse, you're good at twisting, it can pay off with a high degree of difficulty. Montana done really well there. 5 and 5.5s.
Amanda wants to go out to the top of the board to go after the challenge.
She's really gone for it there with the difficulty.
Olivia O'Rourke, Henry, 1.5 somersaults.
So Olivia going with a safer dive of doing 1.5 somersaults tuck, hoping to perform it well.
Absolute carrier on the springboard, Olivia O'Rourke.
Just the confidence as she goes into the arm swing here. Not a problem in the world. Jumping it up well above the springboard, lots of space. Reaching out, sliding through the water like butter. She'll be happy with that as we move to Sophia Knight. Sophia in with 1.5 somersaults pike, increasing the difficulty from the last round. She did drop a couple of places, but we'll see if she can claw her way back with inward 1.5 pike and the higher degree of difficulty. Out of her comfort zone here on the springboard.
Some dive, not only the coach will be happy with that, along with the rest of the crowd here at the Aquatic Centre. Talk us through the replay, Tomo.
Well, very straight takeoff. Straight legs in that pike position. Beautiful form throughout the dive. A little bit of extra splash, maybe what Sophia would have hoped for, but being rewarded from the judges nonetheless, 6.5 and 7.
Consistent scores across there. So, accumulate some points and position, and Sophia nicely going into the final round.
Yes, as we jump to hot and sunny Malaysia. Already on the end of the board with the reverse dive pike. Why wait? Yes. Divers not liking to be told to wait. They like to just get into it, get their dive done.
When you're in the flow, Tomo, you just want to get in and get it done.
The flow state is what all the divers are after, and Sabri there, she got on with it and gave an excellent dive that was scored 7s and 8s. She'll be happy with that, that's for sure.
Jumping into our 7th diver, Gabrielle Dave, the reverse 1.5 somersault.
So Gabrielle in 2nd place, chasing Esther Chin with the same dive. Let's see what he can do. Opting for the bouncing takeoff once again. Lots of bounces there on the springboard. Excellent height and also control. You can see that he could probably add another somersault there if he wanted to. Opting for the 1.5 somersaults pike.
Some great commentary from the fullback there in Malaysia as well. Echoing our thoughts here in 6th place here in Sydney. So now swiftly move on to our 8th diver, Mohammed Shafi, with the inward dive.
The dive pike in 6th place currently. We'll be hoping to get a little bit higher perhaps on the podium by the end of round 5. Let's see what he can do.
Well done, Shafi. Great dive. Oh, he is cheering it from the fullback, so seems very happy with that.
Yes, he's flown up from the bottom of the pool. Both hands raised in the air. I think it's safe to say that he was happy with that one.
I would be too.
And so are the judges with 8, 8, 8.5. Excellent dive from Shafiq. We have our final diver from Malaysia.
He made sure. He would dive like
UA 401B.
Shafiq in the dive and also the post-dive celebration, which I think could be a good thing in diving.
Yes, a little bit rare in the major competitions, but it could be something that out of lockdown's COVID situation, we might see more of. Out of lockdown's COVID situation, we might see more of. And it's a good dive. It's a good dive from Chu. Yeah, had a rough start. With an unusual list, with some feet first entries, and all right, we can see the judges going 4.5 to 5 and up to 5.5. Slight leg bend that maybe they would have seen.
Yeah, maybe I was a bit bold with the very image comments, but that concludes our form of the championships here. And a quick check on the leaderboard sees SCC maintain a 40-point lead in front of Dave, Olivia Roll for awards in Summary 6, Shafiq, Richie and Chu. And that's the leaderboard as we conclude round 4 and into round 5 of Lockdown Championships.
Probably a good time to mention our partners here, Daniel. So we've got Sydney Olympic Park Authority.
Big supporter of diving in New South Wales, Australia and the world.
Absolutely. Ever since the 2000 Olympics, they've continued to support the diving program as we return to Brittany with front 1.5 full twist.
Strong finish there by Brittany to points out her 5 dives this afternoon. Strong support. How did you see that?
And I think Brittany will be happy to finish the competition off like that. A lot of these divers you'll see finishing with a twisting dive. Tends to be one of the favourites from the divers in the final round. Scores of 6.5 and 7. Yes, she'll be happy with that.
Brittany rushes off to tell that spar she's at. I'm sensing Esther's very eager to get the second, fifth and final dive completed here.
Yes.
She's displaying some confidence, which I like.
Yes, she is. Have to be reminded sometimes to wait for that whistle as she prepares for a front 1.5 somersaults, full twist.
Great dive. Potentially a little short for her. Am I being a bit harsh there?
Perhaps. I thought a great hurdle once again from Esther. Slightly back from the end of the springboard. But just doing that dive with ease. Just slight movement on that entry, but see what the judges think. 6.5. Esther will be happy with that as her first competition out of lockdown.
It's strongly consistent. When I look back at those 5 dives, that is a very strong performance and a great leader.
Well, she's been the leader from the word go. Let's see if she can hang on as we move to Montana Richie. Reverse 1.5 somersaults pike. And Montana's final dive. Let's see what she can do. A strong diver, Montana.
Great finish by Montana Richie. Support from the crowd echoing around the stadium. Talk through the replay here, Tomo.
You can see here, huge hurdle to the end of the springboard. Great pike position. Not an easy dive, reverse 1.5 somersaults pike, but she's done well there to finish vertical, finish straight, and with confidence a high of 6 from the judges. And we'll see that puts her in 4th. So just outside of the medals today, Daniel.
Yeah, she'll pick a lot from those. And size. Montana and her coach will jump into the overall fourth diver.
Olivia with the back 1.5 somersaults, 1.5 twist with an extra bounce.
Once again, attacking the dive there. some good height and distance off the board. What do you make of that, Tomo?
Well, one thing you won't see Olivia doing, Daniel, is holding back. And there she has. She's attacked the dive, jumped it strong, slight over rotation on the entry, but she'll be happy with that solid finish and a score of 6s, putting her in second place.
Well done, Olivia overall. That was a great 5 dives over the afternoon, and she looks reasonably happy too.
And I've seen a fist pump from Olivia. She is happy.
I reckon we've got to work on her post-dive celebration, but we'll take that back to training.
We'll work with that as we move to Olivia, the front 1.5 full twist. The bouncing approach once again.
So once again, the ultimate competitor. Steady, strong dive. How are you marking that, Tomo?
It's a great dive. It's a great dive. I've had it here in the 6s. We'll see what the judges think of it.
Bang on regard. 6.5, 6, 6.5, 6.5, 7.
Yes, and a high of 7. So we had Monica Fly from Victoria scoring that one quite well with a score of 7. So
excellent. And that, as we jump over now to Malaysia.
Sabita, 5231D.
Imitation on the board here.
yes, just going through the motions. Good to have a good mental image of the dive you're about to perform, Daniel.
And that visualization pays off. Even has time to give herself a clap in the water there. So, commendable dive and great finish to the competition today.
And why wouldn't you? Beautiful dive from Sabri. An excellent finish as she gives herself a round of applause while exiting the swimming pool.
Sabri, I'm also giving you a round of applause. Away from the second.
Next up, we have Gabriel Dime with front 2.5 somersaults.
Gabriel,
Right position.
105B.
Interesting sounding whistle
Strong
in Malaysia.
whistle. I was going to say, it's echoing, reverberating around Sydney.
The bouncing takeoff once again. Oh, he's come up with some fist pumps.
Yeah, as I say, focus too much on the post-dive celebration and not much on the finish. Love the commitment.
I think what you'll see what happened there, Daniel, missed the hands. The divers are looking to grab their hands for a smooth entry. He has missed the hands. Perhaps you could say looking to fist pump too early.
Yeah, focusing on the outcome, not the
Shafiq,
process.
103B.
Jump into knowledge, Shafiq.
1.5 somersault pike.
Shafiq there, once again, consistent over the 5 rounds, just maybe dropping in a touch short there, Tom.
Yeah, I think Shafiq said, Gabrielle, this is how you grab your hands. I'm going to show you how it's done. And he does that on the entry. So a great finish.
Yeah, I like that. Support your teammates, just pick up what they've missed on their dive.
And that's one of the great things about diving, Daniel, is the family feel and the support you get, not only from your teammates, but also your competitors.
That's what he went to and round out this sensational competition. The lockdown championship.
UA 103C.
The stadium here. You jump in.
Final dive, front 1.5 somersaults pike.
And what a classy way to finish the competition. Chu, Malaysia and Sydney.
Yes, Chu with a bit of a shaky start, I think you could say, but finishing very strongly. He's really found his feet and an excellent, strong finish.
That's excellent.
Still finishing in 9th place, unable to make up the ground that was lost in the early round.
You'll take this momentum and work on a few of those areas identified in training and come back stronger now.
Yes, I'm sure he'll have a debrief with the coach and return even better tomorrow.
And here we go. The final leaderboard. In first place, Esther Chin. The silver medal will go to Gabriel Dane. And third, Olivia O'Rourke just edging out Brittany O'Brien and Sophia Knights. And top 5, jumping down to Sabri, Richie, Sophia, and Trish. A big thank you to all divers, judges, officials, everyone at home, our wonderful IT specialists in Christian Brooker and Matthew Harris making this wonderful event possible. I repeat, the sponsors, Tom.
Oh, we have Sydney Olympic Park Authority supplying us with this excellent venue, commentary box, and internet capabilities, which have worked seamlessly today, Daniel.
Our Malaysian Diving Association, excellent support and brilliant work. And once again, also the Diving Australia, Diving New South Wales, and New South Wales Institute of Sport for their ongoing support in diving.
Absolutely, and it's great to see a competition between two nations, two different sporting organisations, and working together as a team to produce this new style of virtual diving competition that we hope will be adopted and spread around the globe.
I think this is just the start of the future. Diving virtually. I'm really excited about this. And potentially for some ongoing commentary opportunities for yourself, Tomo.
Well, I'm not sure if we'll get the call back, but I think we're getting the wind up here. So we may be out of data here, but once again, thank you to everyone for watching. Thank you to divers, thank you to the judges, and we'll see you at the next one.